We're going to be looking at drawing the sectional view for this floor plan over here. All right, if we look at this, what have I got? Well, they've given me a section line over here, which you have drawn in on your plan view. And if I look very carefully, you'll see that what I need to draw must link up exactly with that section view over there. Okay, so the walls that you've got here, the outside wall, the inside wall, and that outside wall must link up with what we're going to be drawing as our section view. On your page, you will find a little A over here, a little marker over here that says A, all right? And from that point, you need to start out by drawing a foundation, okay? In other words, the little concrete block, where do I find that? If you look on this diagram over here, you'll see what the dimensions are for that concrete block. I'm going to zoom in there. Okay, it says that it is 700 millimeters by 250 millimeters. I need to take my calculator. I divide the 700, let me help you out there, 700 divided by 25 is equal to 28. So I'm going to have 28 millimeters there. And this is 250 divided by 25 is equal to 10 millimeters over there. I need to use those dimensions very quickly to draw in my foundation starting over here. Right, there is my A, and I'm going to start out by drawing a construction line, and drawing a construction line going straight up over there. I need to measure off my 10 millimeters going up from A, and to measure off my 28 millimeters going across over here. Right, there we go, construction line, construction line. I know that the other foundations that I'm going to have further along here are going to have those same heights, so I can draw that going all the way across the page. In over here, what am I going to do is I'm going to start out by drawing those lines in dark, because I get marks for the dark lines, so may as well get that in straight away. Line there, line there, line going there, line going there. And the next thing that I'm going to do is to find the midpoint of that foundation. I'm going to use my set square just to draw a construction line going that way, draw a construction line going that way, draw a line going through the middle, and I've got a central mark. Once I've got that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here, and I know that my wall needs to go in that midpoint over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the midpoint of this wall, and I know that that wall is 220 millimeters. So I can come over here, 220 divided by 25 is equal to 8.8, and half of that, divide that by 2, equals 4.4. So 4.4 millimeters on that side, 4.4 millimeters on that side will give me my wall. Let me just take my pair of dividers, measure off my 4.4 millimeters on either side of my midpoint over here. There we go. And I now have my external wall, which I can draw in. Right, there is my external wall going up, and after I've done that, I can now start looking at getting all the other wall detail. I'm going to take another sheet of paper over here, and I'm going to measure off where all the other walls go. I've got this nicely drawn accurately. Just zoom that out so that you can see this idea. I'm going to take measurements using another sheet of paper. There is my external wall over there for my first wall. Note the little arrows that I draw. There's my internal wall. There is my external wall over there. And I'm looking in that direction when I'm drawing this thing. I'm going to take this piece of paper that I've just used, and I come over here, and I can now mark off where all the other walls need to go. So there we go. There is my first wall. You can see how that links up with the wall that I just drew. There is my internal wall. which I can mark off, and I can draw my last wall over there. Let's just get that across there so you can see that. So I've got those walls marked off using those little arrows. Once I've got that in place, I can now come back over here and I can draw in the internal wall, will be going in there, and the other external wall will be going over there. Once I've got that, I'm going to find the midpoint of my internal wall. You know how to find a midpoint using the set square and the midpoint of the external wall over here. There we go. There's the midpoint. Oh, I didn't get that quite right. There we go. Midpoint of the external wall. And once I've got that, well, I know what the dimension is for my external wall foundation. It's going to be the same as that one, which I got off that information sheet. And I can bring that across over here, and I can mark that off on that side, mark that off on that side, and I can draw in my foundation block over there. Should be exactly the same as the other side. I now need to find my information sheet, and the internal wall dimensions for the internal wall foundation is going to be slightly less. It says that it is 500 millimeters over here. Let's just zoom in there. Okay, so 500 millimeters. 500 divided by my 25 is equal to 20. Divide that by 2 is equal to 10. So 10 on either side, 10 millimeters on this side, 10 millimeters on that side, and I'll have the correct measurements for that. Measure off 10 millimeters with your dividers, measure off there, and it has the same thickness, so I can draw in my line coming down there, line coming down there, and I can draw in my foundation for that internal wall. Once I've got those in place, a few little triangles, note a few, not billions, and a few little dots. A few little triangles over there, and a few little dots. A few little triangles, and obviously a few little dots over there. Note, not too many, just enough in order to get that idea of the concrete. All right, once we've got our foundations drawn, what we need to do now is to draw in the where the slab is going to be and where the NGL is going to be, and after that we can do all the extra hatching that we need to do. It says over here that I've got a distance going 300 up, and then 300 up to NGL, and then 200 up to where the bottom of the slab is, and then 100 up to the top of the slab. So I need to do that. I've got my 300 divided by 25 is equal to 12 millimeters. I take that, I measure off 12 millimeters, I come over here, and I'm going to measure off a distance over here of my 300 in real life, 12 millimeters, and I draw a line going out that side, and I draw a line going out that side, and straight away I get a mark by writing in NGL, and on this side NGL. Just zoom out there so that you can see that idea. So I've got NGL on both sides. It then says that I need to go up another 200 millimeters. So I take my calculator, 200, divide that by 25 is equal to 8 millimeters. I take 8 millimeters going up, 8 millimeters going up over there, and I'm going to draw a line coming across all the way from there, going all the way across, all the way across, all the way across to there. Note where I'm stopping, in the middle of the wall, in the middle of the wall. Okay? I want you to continue that line, going all the way across to the edge, all the way across to the edge with a slightly lighter line, and you are going to just not put a little bit of gap there, put a little bit of gap there between those two lines, and you write in DPC and DPC over there. Okay, your damp proof course, very important. Once you've done that, it says that it goes up 100 millimeters over here, 100 millimeters going up, so 25 into 100. 100 divided by 25 is equal to 4. All right, so we measure up 4 millimeters now. 4 millimeters, measure up, and you go from the midpoint in the wall to the midpoint on the opposite side, all the way across. There we go. And that is going to be your slab. There is your slab in there. I think that I put my DPC in the wrong place. Did I? I think I did. Yeah, sorry. DPC is meant to be on top of that slab. So DPC over there, DPC, and DPC over there, DPC. Don't forget those labels. Those two that I put in were in the wrong place. And that little piece of line that I had in there, rub that out. All right, so you've got your DPC on top there. All right, what would happen is that you've got DPC running along that brick course, going down and going underneath that slab like that. Same story over here. It would go there, there, and there. And underneath here, you would have what they call damp-proof membrane as well. Right, once you've got that, you can then draw in your walls. Wall going up to there. I don't know whether, yes, they have given you a height that they want you to go to. They say that you must go up to a distance of 500. So you say 500 divided by 25 is equal to 20 millimeters up. I need to measure off 20 millimeters, otherwise I'll lose my marks there. So you measure up 20 millimeters. There it is. Going to draw a construction line just going across over there. And I can then draw in these lines going all the way down to the bottom there. A line going down to the slab, stopping down to the bottom over there. Go from the top there, down to the slab, break, down to the foundation. Down to the slab, break, down to the foundation. Down to the slab, break, down to the foundation, and a line going all the way down to the foundation from the top there. Once I've got that, I then need to take my 45-degree set square. I go into the center of this wall. I draw a little 45-degree there, little 45-degree there, little 45-degree there. Take my 60-degree set square. Going to draw a 60-degree line there, a 60-degree line there, 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 giving my little Zorro signs, and I can do little lines going up to that, little lines going up to that, little lines going up to that, and that is basically the walls done. Once I've done that, I need to do the hatching on these walls. 2 small lines, big gap, 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 2 small lines, big gap. Go back over here. 2 small lines, big gap, 2 small lines, big gap, 2 small lines, big gap, 2 small lines, big gap. Go over here, 2 small lines, big gap, 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 small lines, big gap. Right, there we go. There's the hatching done. You need to put it in a bit of concrete hatching just over there, a little bit of concrete hatching on either side of that, a little bit of concrete hatching over here, little triangles, few dots there, little triangles, few dots there, few dots there, and the triangles. There we go. Right, NGL. I'm going to draw a line coming across over here, cross over there, and I'm going to draw 45-degree line, 45-degree line, 45-degree line, 45-degree line, and that's going to continue all the way across here, all the way to there. I'm not going to do it all, otherwise I'd waste too much time in this video. There we go, 45-degree lines. You can see those that should be done all the way across. 45-degree line over here, 45-degree line there, 45-degree line there, 45-degree line there. All right, once you've done that, you need to put a little bit of hatching. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. 1, 2, 3, nice as neatly as you can. I'm just going rather rushed over here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can see what I'm doing there. And same story over here. And on this side as well. Don't forget the outsides of the wall also need this hatching to be done. Right, once you've got that in, you've got undisturbed earth, you've got hardcore fill, you've got the concrete hatching, you've got the brick hatching, and you've got concrete hatching for your foundation. Lastly, you're going to draw in a little line at 45 degrees, put an arrow on it, touching the concrete slab, a line coming out, and L for your finished floor level. And that's it.